Have you ever felt unappreciated in a relationship? You're always there, always caring, yet somehow she no longer values you the way she once did. The harsh truth is that people tend to take for granted what they believe will never leave. Today, I'm going to share how to make her afraid of losing you. Not through mind games or manipulation, but by becoming the strongest, most attractive version of yourself. If you want to regain your value and position in your relationship, let's dive in now. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Like the video, leave a comment, and share it with your friends and loved ones, so they, too, can benefit from these insights. First, let's explore. What attracts women the most in a man? And how can you develop it? Studies have shown that women are drawn to masculinity, but this isn't just about looks or a muscular physique. It's about how you think, how you act, and how you present yourself in life. A truly masculine man doesn't need to prove himself. His presence naturally radiates confidence, independence, and decisiveness. Independence means you don't rely on anyone else for happiness or validation. You have passions, goals, and a drive for self-improvement. Confidence is knowing your worth, standing firm in any situation without needing external approval. Decisiveness is having the courage to make decisions and take responsibility for them, without hesitation or emotional instability. Science supports this. Research shows that men with higher testosterone levels tend to be less emotionally dependent and more in control of their circumstances. This makes them more attractive to women because, instinctively, women are drawn to high-value men, those who are stable, composed, and in control. So how do you develop masculinity? Start with physical training. A strong body gives you a strong presence. Emotional control. Don't let anger or fear dictate your actions. And most importantly, set big goals and pursue them, because nothing is more attractive than a man who knows exactly what he wants in life. Another common mistake men make in relationships is making her the center of their world. This doesn't just make you overly dependent, it also lowers your value in her eyes. When you have a strong social network and a fulfilling life outside of the relationship, you won't feel the need to cling to her for a sense of completeness. Women want to feel important, but they are also drawn to men who have their own lives, men who are energetic, passionate, and independent in all aspects. If you're always available the moment she wants, if you constantly cancel plans with friends just to be with her, you're unintentionally making yourself less attractive. When you stay busy with your own social life, women naturally perceive you as high value, someone others want to be around. This creates an effortless sense of attraction and makes her appreciate the time she spends with you even more. So, what should you do? Take the initiative to plan outings with your friends. Engage in group activities you genuinely enjoy. Don't cancel your plans just because she suddenly wants to see you. Show her that you have your own life and that you won't give it up just for a relationship. A high-value man maintains balance in his relationships instead of losing himself in love. What do you think about these insights? If you were in this situation, how would you handle it? Drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Now, let's keep going. Do you want to know the most effective way to increase your attractiveness in your girlfriend's eyes? The key is to expand your social circle, especially with other women. This creates a competition effect, making her unconsciously perceive you as more valuable. In psychology, this is known as the scarcity principle. People tend to desire what others also want. When a man is noticed by many women, he naturally becomes more attractive. This subconsciously signals that he possesses desirable qualities worth pursuing. Women are drawn to men with options, not those desperately seeking love. When you have friendships with multiple women, you exude confidence and ease. You prove that you have natural social value. The key is to maintain a relaxed, natural attitude, not to show off or intentionally provoke jealousy. So, what should you do? Expand your social circle. Meet and befriend multiple women. Don't limit yourself to just one person. Stay comfortable and avoid coming across as overly eager in any interaction. When you demonstrate that you have value and don't need to cling to a relationship to feel complete, she will naturally appreciate and respect you more. One of the biggest mistakes men make in relationships is being so afraid of losing her that they lose themselves. When you constantly worry about whether she will leave, you become overly accommodating, agreeing to things you normally wouldn't tolerate. This doesn't make her love you more. In fact, it lowers her respect for you and makes you a less attractive version of yourself. A key principle to remember: you were happy before you met her. You will still be okay if she leaves. A relationship should never be the sole focus of your life. When you stand your ground and refuse to compromise your core values just to please someone, you show that you are a strong, self-assured man who knows his worth. This doesn't mean being rigid or emotionless. It means understanding that true love isn't based on fear or submission, but on mutual respect. So, what should you do? Never change yourself just to please a woman. If she treats you poorly, call it out and set clear boundaries. Never be afraid to walk away from someone who doesn't truly appreciate you. When you're willing to walk away if you're not being respected, she will recognize your value and understand that you're not easily replaceable. A man who isn't afraid to lose what was never his to begin with is the one women respect the most. Women might be drawn to looks or confidence, but what truly earns their respect is integrity and honesty. A man with strong principles, who knows what he wants and isn't afraid to express it, is far more valuable than someone who just tries to please everyone. Honesty doesn't mean being rude or insensitive. It means being true to yourself. It means never losing who you are just to keep someone else around. One common mistake men make is hiding their true thoughts out of fear of losing their partner. They agree with everything she says, avoid difficult conversations, and even lie to keep the peace. While this might prevent conflict in the short term, it ultimately makes you boring and unappealing. Women don't respect yes men. They respect those who have their own opinions and aren't afraid to voice them. So what should you do? Always be upfront about your feelings and opinions. If something bothers you, say it, honestly but firmly. If you have personal values, don't compromise them just to make her happy. Most importantly, never lie just to hold on to someone. The truth always comes out. And when it does, you don't just lose her respect, you lose yourself. A man with integrity, who dares to be authentic, is the one who holds lasting attraction. Here's a truth most men don't realize. A woman cannot love a man she does not respect. Attraction isn't just about looks or personality, it's about how well you establish and enforce your boundaries. If you're too accommodating, always compromising without limits, she will eventually lose respect for you. A man with clear boundaries is not controlling or possessive. He simply understands his worth and doesn't allow anyone to cross certain lines. If you don't set boundaries, you're sending a message that you'll tolerate anything just to keep her around. This can make her take advantage of your patience or even lose interest because you become too predictable. Women are naturally drawn to men with firm principles, men who aren't easily swayed. So how do you set boundaries effectively? Clearly establish your standards early in the relationship. This includes respect, loyalty, behavior, and anything else that matters to you. If she crosses the line, don't stay silent or ignore it just because you're afraid of losing her. Speak up, calmly but firmly. Most importantly, respect yourself before expecting her to respect you. A man who knows his value will never settle for a relationship that requires him to compromise his self-respect. In any relationship, when someone is always available, they become easy to take for granted. This is a well-known psychological principle. We tend to value things that aren't always within reach. If you always reply instantly, always show up the moment she asks, she may, without realizing it, begin to feel like your presence isn't all that special. Giving her space makes her realize that you're not always available, and that increases your perceived value. When you're not constantly there, she has the opportunity to miss you and reflect on your presence in her life. So, what should you do? Don't always reply to messages immediately. This doesn't mean intentionally ignoring her, but it does mean not feeling obligated to respond the second you receive a message. Don't always drop everything to see her. If you constantly change your plans to meet her demands, she will stop viewing your time as valuable. Give her the chance to chase you. Instead of always being the one to initiate, let her experience what it's like when you're not around. Let her feel that small sense of absence, and she'll naturally seek you out more. Creating space doesn't mean being cold or distant. It means understanding when to step back, so she learns to appreciate your presence more. A high-value man doesn't need to always be available, yet his presence is always desired. Keeping distance doesn't mean being cold or ignoring her. It means knowing when to create space so she values your presence more. A high-value man doesn't need to be constantly available, yet he still commands attention and desire. One of the most important things to maintain attraction and value in a woman's eyes is having an interesting, independent life. Women aren't afraid of losing a man who clings to them. They worry about losing a man with ambition, passion, and big goals. When you have a rich, fulfilling life, she will see you as someone worth pursuing, rather than a man who always depends on her for validation. A common mistake many men make in love is making the relationship the sole focus of their life. They slowly lose themselves, abandoning hobbies, friendships, and personal goals just to focus on their woman. At first, she may appreciate the attention, but over time, this diminishes your attractiveness. Women are drawn to men who are driven, goal-oriented, and constantly improving themselves, not men who revolve entirely around them. So what should you do? Set personal goals and commit to them. Invest in your career, health, personal passions, and expand your social connections. When you have a vibrant, fulfilling life, she will feel lucky to be a part of it, rather than feeling pressured by your dependence on her. To become a truly attractive man, focus on 3 key elements: developing masculinity and a strong mindset, not fearing the loss of a woman, and establishing both boundaries and an independent life. When you have firm principles and personal values, you don't just earn a woman's respect, you naturally create attraction. You don't need to play mind games or manipulate emotions, you just need to become the strongest version of yourself. When you have real value, women will naturally respect and desire you. Start applying these principles today. Leave a comment sharing your experiences or the strategies you found most effective in maintaining attraction in a relationship.